Shalom.
Shalom.
I'm going to start off souls by giving all praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashem,
Bashem,
Yahushai,
Bashem,
Bashem,
Rakakadash.
My double honors to the Apostle of Great Millstone,
Double honors.
and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. A couple brothers from the London camp, gonna get into something, on laws what's edifying,
Okay. Do you want me to get the
Yeah,
precept? Okay.
I'm sorry, I still getting it all.
Okay.
Proverbs 4 and 7.
This is Proverbs.
Proverbs, let me pull it up for you. This is Proverbs 4 and 7 says, "Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding."
Yeah, man. I think that's the name of the lesson, right?
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, man. When you come into this knowledge, you learn. We're learning. We're accruing wisdom. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bosh, and Yahushai. Okay, and you learn these scriptures. The scriptures saying Ezekiel 3, eat the whole roll.
I can get it for you if you want.
Yeah, might as well read that, and I'll go back into that.
This is Ezekiel 3, isn't it? Ezekiel 3 from the top says, "Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel."
Yeah, and the roll is talking about the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
So get this, eat this roll, and when it says eat, what does it mean? To digest? It doesn't mean get the paper and bite the Bible.
Yeah.
It means to digest this understanding, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding that's being taught unto you. And pursuant to Acts, you have the Ethiopian eunuch in Acts 8. This has got to be taught unto you. You have teachers, and we learned from the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. That's our teachers from Apostle Tar on down.
Yeah.
And you have the different breakdowns from One West, High Priest Aria, and so on and so forth. And that just trickled down, and we've learned it. We've at this role, and now we go speak unto the house of Israel. We do these videos, go out on the highways and byways, and that's what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to be building up in this knowledge as a man. Okay, you're meant to be building up in this knowledge and go and teach. Not a woman, by the way, a man. You're meant to be building up in this knowledge and going to teach. Because the scriptures say, "I suffer." How's it go?
I suffer not a woman to speak, to teach.
You basically women. It's not for women to teach. Yeah, that's why you can't be having women up on comment boards, trying to back up men and teach them. No, that's not your role. That's our role.
Yeah. Tabernacle of my
flock of my
pastures, men.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 34:33.
Yeah. Any more than that?
Yeah. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll.
Yeah, and the Lord causes us. It's the Lord that is supping with us.
Yep.
Yeah, feeding us.
Yep. I have chosen you. You have not chosen me.
Yeah.
It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels of this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness.
Yeah. So you first hear this truth, you find out your Israelite kingdom. Esau going to slavery. You find out about all these things. It's honey. It's sweet to you. So you're accruing this knowledge. Go on, man.
Yeah, but then would you call it in your in the same account where that is spoken of in Revelation, the 5th chapter, I believe it is, then goes on to say how basically that after it's in the mouth for sweetness, right, it's in the belly for bitterness, Revelation 10 and 10 Salakia, right, it's in the belly for bitterness, right? So like the brother's going into the fact first, that, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. And it's like, this all sounds good. But guess what? At the end of it, right, there's, we understand that, we're going to be catching hell, right? Which basically is a cut against anyone who's trying to teach that it's just all good. It ain't going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. It ain't going to be this, it ain't going to be that. No, it's eat the whole roll, all of it.
You might read the curses or have the curses read to you and broken down. You might read, for example, it might say that you marry a wife and another man shall lay with her. You might read that and be like, oh man, it's fucked up. And you might have not gone through that. Then you go through it. You might have a woman go behind your back and do some madness. Okay. Now you got to deal with that. You got the pain and the suffering, the mental anguish and all of that stress that you got to go through. You got to now go through that. you might you know or your life hangs in
The balance.
you know, cursed the shit out be.
That
How's
when
it
that
go, man?
goes in, goes out.
Yeah, that's it. When that goes in and goes out, you know, as soon as we come into this world, we're basically we're in a
Yeah, with
situation where
hell.
we're in
Yeah.
hell. We're in constant turmoil.
Mm.
You're gonna be in situations where you might have like near death experiences, man. All different kind of experiences that we go through in this truth. But the point is, as you go through it, we're going through the bit of the hell, the suffering, because we ain't in the kingdom yet. We're hoping, we're watching, and we're praying. You know, and one thing about this truth is, as you're increasing in knowledge, you know, as we were reading in Proverbs 4:7, he said the principal thing was what get understanding. And one of the things that get you understanding is to go through the experience, to be tried out to, okay, well, okay, okay, here's the understanding of that scripture. So the Lord's like, okay, so you think you know that, yeah? Okay, I'm gonna put you through a situation and see how you apply that scripture.
I've got a precept.
Go on.
It says Ecclesiastes 1:18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
Yeah. So you're just gonna
Yeah, so
yeah.
you know, just to, you know, on the point that the brother's making, the, you know, the greater, oh, the scripture also, the greater thou art, the greater, the more thou humble thyself. Right, to be humbled is really more a thing of you get humbled.
Yeah.
Right. For instance, it's a saying that Jake say, and it kind of makes me laugh. Jake will be like, "You see me? I'm humble." You know, Jake will make that kind of statement, but it's like, nah, to be humble goes into humiliation, right? And it's something that is, you know, tested, right? The Lord tests that of us, you know.
Yeah, the scriptures say before honor is humility.
Mm-hmm.
So humility, humiliation,
Yeah.
these all go hand in hand. These words, because you're gonna go through situations where basically pride's a motherfucker. Your pride's got to be checked.
Mm-hmm.
It's got, you know, you just come out of the world. We're constantly getting chipped away at, man. And the way that it happens is you go through, you know, you get cut by the scriptures, but you also go through experiences. You're constantly going through experiences where you're getting, and a lot of the time, man, you know, I mean, not a lot of the time, but pretty much you fuck up a lot. So when you make those mistakes, you cut, then man, so that's what I understand that now, you know?
And it's also just a good way of reminding us that we need Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
No, because if say we came into this truth and suddenly we never mess up, guess what? You know, one would forget Yahweh Shai, right? Which, you know, you see certainly these individuals in these other camps that believe that basically don't want to reverence Yahweh Shai. But it's like, but wait there, you messed up just yesterday, right? How do I know? Because we all mess up. And this, what did Paul refer to this body as? These chains of darkness, man, right?
I was going to say shalom, you know, to elders, Akim, you know, Akwaf, anyone who's listening and tuning into the lesson, shalom, you know.
Yeah. So on the point you was making earlier on, it's the 2 Corinthians 4:16, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Right? Yeah, you want to speak on that?
No, go on, bro, go on.
Day is just the inward man is being renewed daily, right? You know, we go through certain things to, you know, as Bo's going into, to chip away at the imperfections that we have, right? Because this is the thing, we're not perfect. We have imperfections, we have issues, man, right? And we go through the things that we go through, you know, to become, you know, more and more closer to perfection. We'll be perfected in the kingdom, you know, but hey, that's what it is.
Oh, and one thing I was going to say as well is this truth is like, remember, we're being built up to be judges. So then it teaches you how to judge different situations, and you get presented with these situations and different environments and different situations in your life as you grow in, you know, and how to deal with it, you know. And one thing I was going to say is that, like, you can't bring the old man into the truth. And, you know, you might have, like, you know, I was saying earlier, I was watching that video and I said, you can't bring, like, you know, nigger-isms, you know, that urban black culture of death. You can't bring that stuff, or whatever you was into, the Greco-Roman vibes, the Babylonian. You can't bring that into the truth. You know, once you come into this truth, you read it, right? Renewed day by day. You got to become a new man. So you're constantly going through experience. Remember, you know, we're Hebrew Israelites. You know, where it's the ancient ways, the Middle East, it's our culture. You get into this knowledge and understanding, your whole thought process is going to change. Like Apostle Harvey says, he's talking about like how in the kingdom we're going to get them young,
Mm-hmm.
And according to the scriptures and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got guys that got a problem with that. And then Apostle always says that's because they've been in Babylon too long.
Yep.
They got that. They've still got that American, that they still got the philosophy of it.
Yeah.
Now you got to think ancient, man. You got to think what we're really about.
Mm-hmm. Remember where we came from.
Yeah, look at Joseph and Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Yahushua's parents, man.
Yep.
Mary was a young maid, Ilama, and Joseph would have had to be a much older man.
Mm-hmm. Says Ephesians 4 from verse 22 that he put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts. Because when we come into this thing, it's like taking and forgetting what it is that we knew, right? Rather what we thought we knew. Okay. It says, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man, which after the Most High is created in righteousness and true holiness. Wherefore put away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Right? And basically, goes into different ways that we become changed in this, and once we come into this truth, right? Because as an integral part of it was given the account. When one comes into truth, it's not a thing about just here it is, you're a Hebrew on the Saturday, but during the week, you're selling. You're selling drugs, you're doing drugs, doing this and that. No, it's a whole new state of being, a whole new mindset once you come into this truth.
Yeah, and it puts you in a royal mindset. Because remember, we're being transformed to be what nation and what kings and priests.
Yeah,
the Lord's going to set us up to have that power. We're going to be judges. So we're being right now. We're going through the rehearsal. We're being built up. As a nation, man.
Yeah. Like I say, when you read through the rest of it, it actually goes into a lot of, different things to renew yourself in. Okay. So let's see if what's on there. This is, for example, that's Colossians 3:9. It says, lie not one to another, that you put off the old man with his deeds, right? And have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. The word up, and that says a direct precept to what we're reading.
Yeah, that's don't lie. But holy conversation.
Yeah.
You got to put away because that's the vibration that's being put out by Esau. Deceit, do him over, all that. You can't be in that kind of mentality. You come into this truth. You got to put that away. And the thing is, you'll get put through situations where you would have fucked up on your integrity in a sense, and you would mess up. But you know what? Then you show humility. You seek forgiveness, and you make the wrong right. I've personally been through many situations like that, and I will probably go through many more because I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. None of us are perfect. But what we are being perfected. We're going through that situation where we're constantly being tested. It's the trial of our faith.
That's it.
Is he gonna fold? Is he gonna tuck tail? Or is he gonna keep having faith in me? That's what the Lord, is gonna keep having faith in you. How about me shine, keep going? That's what the Lord's, putting you through. When Job was going through what he was going through, what did the Lord say? Have that consider my servant Job.
Yep.
Escheweth evil. All of that. And Satan said, well, you put a hedge about him. So the Lord started they put him through a trial, man. But he maintained his integrity.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what did Job say in that as well? He said, shall we receive good from the Most High and not evil? Right? I.e., we'll get the benefits, but in this period of time right now where we're going through the purification process, and that process to be purified ain't it ain't comfortable, man.
Yeah, and you got to know, that's the thing. When you go through, you might read something and say, okay, you've read it now, you understand, you think you understand it. Until you start to really, when you go through it, when you feel that, when you feel it, okay, that's when like you really start to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it sticks in your mind.
Yeah. It's when you're like, can.
Yeah,
Can.
and because it is about suffering, it is
Yeah.
about getting cut. You know, because we're being refined. It's about the
Mm.
refining process, like you said. It's in the scriptures, and you know what? The thing about refining is like a lot of the time you won't remember a lot of the good things, you know, but your mind will stick onto the bad things. And that, oh man, I slipped here, or I fucked up there, or I got to work on this, or I got to work on that. You constantly, because our minds are constantly geared to being renewed. The Spirit, Holy Spirit, the Lord is dealing with us, constantly thinking, how can we do better? How can I please the Lord more? You know, how can I be closer? How can I? And the main thing, by the way, is prayer.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be through prayer. It's, no man can receive anything except he received it from heaven above. You got to go and ask for these things, and the Lord will give unto you. What did King Solomon do? He asked for wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
so he can deal with what the judge to deal with the people, great people. You know, Yasha Allah to be able to judge, and the Lord gave him that and many more things, man. I had a precept on this, yeah, something.
Yeah, you got it. Sure.
Khan. This is a Sirach chapter 34, verse 9. A man that have traveled knoweth many things,
Mm-hmm.
and he that have much experience will declare wisdom. You know, that's why when you actually go through different experiences, you start to get a voice. You can actually speak on those things
Mm-hmm.
from the from the heart.
Yeah.
You know?
Your words have
Yeah.
have weight. Because it's able to just be like, hey, in this experience, and it's bringing it, it
Bring it to
brings
life,
it to life.
testify. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
testify. Yeah.
yeah. That's what it's about. So then it's like when you understand something, you've gone through it. Then it's like now you can explain it in a way where you're really there's power behind it,
Yeah.
and you can relate it. And the fact that we're feeling it constantly through the scriptures. It's really lent to the scriptures,
Yeah.
and it's getting filtered through, and then that has impact, man.
Yeah. If I can, so you mentioned praying.
Mm.
For instance, you can see a guy, he can read all his life about praying, but never does it, right? Then that individual speaks to someone who's like, look, man, I was in a jam. I didn't know how I was gonna get out that situation, but prayed to the Lord, the name, and then hey, the Lord just did a thing. He made a way, right? So then for that individual that's given that testimony, it's like the experience when the scriptures talk about prayer, the experience when the scripture says, if you pray for things in my name, that things will get sorted out. And so for instance, scriptures talk about praying and believing, right? So then that individual that's hearing you may be like, yo, okay, I've been reading about this praying thing, I've been hearing about it. And then if they then actually do it and then they see it for themselves, they're like, yo, why have I, it's now a different thing to just the point from when they were reading it or hearing about it.
You know, I was just thinking about, because I mentioned King Solomon. I was thinking about the fact that one of the things because he prayed for wisdom to be able to deal with the people. One of the first things that happened when to actually showcase that was the judgment between the two, the baby with the two mothers, to show judgment. And the thing is, when you're constantly you're learning these scriptures, okay, cool, but you're learning to be a judge. Now you got to know how to apply these scriptures in this situation. It's just like you go to like a martial arts school. You're learning all the moves. You're doing all this and you're doing these blocks. But if you go into an actual situation where your life's threatened, you're in a fight, and you don't know how to apply these things, then what the hell is it good for?
Yeah. Hey, as Paul would, the Apostle Paul would give sporting examples. Here's a sporting example. For those brothers out there that watch sports, what's one of the things they say? They'll be like,
what?
They'll be like, yeah, this player, he never shows up in the big games, right? Why? Because this is now a time for him to actually apply the things that he's been learning in the training pitch, on the easy games, whatever, what have you. But when it comes to the big question, when it comes to big things, he doesn't know. He doesn't show up.
Yeah, I've got some more in this.
Yep.
It says so. Hey, another thing that should say, a well-traveled man.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't be in that boxing mentality. You got to be able to get about to watch. We're watching documentaries. We're traveling about. We're experiencing things.
Yeah.
I don't mean jet setting around the world. That's not what it means. It just means that you're taking in the experiences that you are putting and you're going through.
Yep.
Whether you be at the job or whether you might have gone to the seaside or you might have gone here or whatever. you go through different experiences,
Yep.
and you take that in, you judge it. You
Yeah.
know, it's all about exercising, you know, understanding.
Yep. Because say you gave the example of with the other with younger women, whatever, what have you. Dealing with younger women, how in the kin that's what we're gonna be
Oh
doing.
yeah, yeah.
When you observe how other countries do it, when you observe, if you go to this country, actually age of consent is that. Hey, there was a very interesting one where I think they were trying to get on the whole R. Kelly thing. People made a statement which I found very interesting. They were like, "Oh, but Jay-Z got with Beyonce when she was 16. He's wicked." But I was like, "But wait, there in the UK, the age of consent is 16."
Hmm.
But someone who thinks that America is the end all be all is unaware of that. Well, because they'll maybe like, but for them younger, that's them third world countries. But it's like, okay, cool. What about certain cases like Spain, Belgium, or whatever, what have you? Right. Once again, the UK, you got America, you got the UK. They had that special relationship, but the age of consent here was 16. But if you're so boxed in to that, Babylon and this, you're blocking Babylon, you're not gonna know any of these things.
Khan, this is verse 10. It says, "He that have no experience knoweth little,
Mm-hmm.
but he that have traveled is full of prudence." That's why as you're increasing, you're going through, the Lord's putting you through different situations over time, you're increasing in experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's adding more weight behind what you're talking about and what you understand. It increases your understanding and your judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why, let's say you go through a situation, right? And you don't know how to handle that situation. First time you've been put through it, you do your best to apply your understanding, the knowledge, and it works out or it doesn't work out, however it goes, right? Now, next time you get put through that situation, you're like, I see this one coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know the cracks, you know the
Mm-hmm.
falls, you know what it is, right? That's why what is that old saying? Like like an old broom knows the corners.
Right,
Like if
right.
you've been using a
Not
broom for
not
a
heard
while,
that, but I mean, yeah,
if you
kind
use an old broom for a while, it might start like
mm,
it's not as like it's as
as
fresh
blocky.
and blocky.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's when you can start using it to get them real like dirt out of the
Mm,
corners.
mm.
It's an old saying that the apostles have brought out before, and it's like that is like that's why age, men, wisdom,
Mm.
it's time, and in the knowledge, wisdom, understand. That's why the apostles and elders, man, perfect examples, you know, and different brothers that have been in it for a long time, and then you look at that, and then what do we always say? We always say, we always talk about like a situation you might go through, and there's a brother who's already gone through it, and he might be like, "I've
Yeah.
been where you've been," you know,
Yeah.
I've been through what
Yep.
you've been through, and then
Yep.
you get advice, you get
Mhm.
counsel. Do nothing without counsel, the scriptures say. Why? Because experience. You can read it. Oh, I read the scripture.
Mhm.
So okay, cool. To go to a man who's been through that situation of what you just read,
Mhm.
he's gonna tell you about it.
Yep.
I've got some more, couple verses. Unless
Okay.
you had something quick or
Yeah, I'll just read this real quick, because it's Sirach 6:36. It says, "And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door."
Mm,
Just because you're speaking about, men of understanding and everything,
that's right. That's right. It says, when I traveled, I saw many things, and I understand more than I can express. I was oft times in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things.
Mm.
So you're gonna go through experiences.
Yeah.
Hey, the Apostle Paul went through many experiences. He said, how many times he was striped, shipwrecked. All these different examples, man.
Yep.
How do you deal with these situations? Just just a life experience,
Life
life.
experience.
You
That's
know,
it.
we can't give you all the answers. You got to go. We can give you the scriptures, we can give you the prophecies, but you got to go through certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one guy, man, he recognized me on the street one time, from the videos and all that, Jake. And he followed, like, he kind of like, I don't know if he followed me to work. He knew that I worked at this place.
Mm.
So he kind of like, he turned up in my workplace one day and he was like telling me about some situation he was going through with one woman. He was like, "So, what should I do?" And I was like, "Bro, like, that's your woman, man. It's your situation. I can't really, you watch the videos on women, would tell you about women, but that's your situation. You got to go through it.
You've now got to apply
I
what you've
can't,
learned.
we're not marriage counselors.
Mm.
We're just going to tell you what's in the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go into the scriptures. We will touch on women or business or money or spirits or prophecy or different things, but we're going to give you the breakdown according to knowledge with an understanding of Yahweh Shemiel Shai, you know. But ultimately, a lot of things you got to go through it. The Spirit is got to guide you at the end of the day too, you know. Any more now?
That was basically
Can't.
done, yeah.
This is back in Sirach 34 verse 11. Oh, sorry, no, verse 12. I read it. Now that was it on that. Let me get a quick preset on. This is Hebrew. Let me get it in the blue letter. This is Hebrews chapter 5, verse 13. It says, "For everyone that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe." You know? So you get into this truth. You're a newborn, basically. You're drinking the milk of the basics of the scriptures, you're taking it in. But what's that doing? The basics of the scriptures, the basics are powerful because it builds a foundation. And then you go through experiences, and that's what that means.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, you might hear something being expounded. You know, that's what it means, man. You know,
and if I can say, all of these are in preparing us for the real tests that are to come, right? The time of Jacob's trouble, right? For instance, you gave the account where an example. It's like, you may be in danger of your life. Well, in that moment, if you had trusted in carnality, you may think back on that. You've been like, you know what, I wasn't being spiritual in that. Yeah, the word of the Lord Yahweh for delivering me from that. But you may be like, I wish I'd been a lot more spiritual, so that in the next time that you're in another sticky situation, to trust in Yahweh as opposed to trusting in carnality just as an experience thing,
And you know what's beautiful about that? That shows you that the Lord, Scripture say that He chastises those whom He loves. You go through an experience. Scripture say, what is it? No chastisement seems joyous for the moment, but afterward the yield of the peaceful fruit of righteousness. You're going through a situation at the time, you might be thinking, over time you become more grunted out. You're just like, oh, okay, that's the Lord. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, the apostle said that. When you first come in, you may take you a couple of, a long period of time to get over something, and after a while, you think about it for a little while.
You expect it. You're just like, okay, all right. Well, the scripture said I was going to go through that.
Yeah.
What am I to say? I will bear the indignation of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Ezekiel, what the thing that made his eyes happy was his wife, pretty much his woman. She got taken out. And basically, the Lord said, "Don't cry about it." He had to eat that. So there are different, the different examples of things that in the scriptures of what our forefathers, the prophets, what we've gone through. What our Lord went through, what Yahweh went through, and how He handled it, man. And we try and, we could say, mark the perfect man. We try our best to maintain our integrity and to do the right thing, and what happens is you grow, and as you go through those experiences, you come out on the other side. One of the beautiful blessings is you got people in the world going through things. But to be honest, there's people in the world that go through things. They learn lessons. You got people that they watch Mike Tyson videos and Mike Tyson's really changed and all that. Well, yeah, he's gone through certain experiences. He's in the world, but he's gone through certain experiences. You can understand that. So how much more us that have got this knowledge and understanding, we're filtering it through there.
Yeah,
we're getting the ultimate understanding. You can meet someone that you can meet someone is a Jake, and you can talk to them, and you can okay, you're this tribe, and you can you get and you already know so much more about them than they know about themselves.
That's it.
That's judgment. Getting put on a level here through the Spirit of the Lord.
Yeah, because even on to further that, because I was thinking as I was speaking about in those things in examples that you gave, good examples, but what people are learning from those situations, the carnality of it. Whereas what this gives us is the understanding of things of the spirits, which is talk about the the carnal man receives the things of the flesh, but the spiritual man receives the things of the spirit. Roughly paraphrasing, right. And then this, like you said, in that example, you might see an Edomite, right? Might be a boss. You're like, what's motherfucker's an Edomite? He's talking down at you. He's doing this. He's doing that. But in the back of your mind, you're just there like, I expect this from you.
Right.
You're doing you.
That's it.
Like other people may get bugged out by this individual. It's just like, bro, he's just in his right spirit.
He's just being a devil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah. It says, but strong meat belongeth to them that are of a full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
That's it.
So that to be built up on a level of being a judge. Now, I wanted to go into the word, and it said what by reason of use, those who were of a full age,
Mm-hmm.
meet the apostles, man, apostles, elders. It says of full age, but belongeth to them that are strong. Meet those who. So bear with me. Okay, so let me go into the word their senses. Okay, it says faculty of the mind for perceiving, understanding, and judging. Okay, so your judgment, what you're taking in. All right, and it says, let me go to the word exercised. It says gymnazo, to exercise naked at going on gymnasiums,
Mm-hmm.
gyms, to exercise vigorously in any way, either the body or the mind. So your minds are constantly being exercised. That's why you go through. You might watch a lesson or watch lessons throughout the day, and your mind's like
Mm-hmm.
you're taking it in,
Yeah.
or whatever. Or you go through an experience, and then you're analyzing it. You're like, wow, you're digesting it. You're taking it in, And then let me just get one last bit, right? And then I'm going to go into the word. So you're going through all these things. You exercise. It says what to discern good and evil. When you go into the word discern, it says a distinguishing, discerning, judging. All right. To what? Because we're being built up on a level to be a judge. Just like we gave the example of King Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the Lord builds you up so you can just judge the situation quicker. That's why, like, in certain situations, if you've gone through it so many times or you've seen it, so when you see it somewhere else, you're just like you didn't, because it's everything has a spirit to it. The spirit. You're like, oh, I know that demon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what that is. Oh, I know what that brother's
Mm-hmm.
going through that. Oh, I know what that is. Well, hopefully, what I'm trying to say.
That's it. Yeah, you just had one more on your list. And First
Yeah,
Timothy
let me
5.
get that.
I'll go more than I can read it for you.
Oh no, okay, go on.
It says 1 Timothy 5:17, so that the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine.
Yeah. So that's what a double honors, man. You don't you think you can just go out there for years and years and years without the Holy Spirit dealing with you, and go through all the hell, the experiences that you're going through.
Yeah.
Like we gave the example of Apostle Paul, the examples that he went through.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go through suffering in this truth, but it's there the chastisement of the Lord is to build us up, and we increase in understanding. And then through that you help. It helps the ministry. It helps you, and it helps the ministry, the body. To build each other up, man. That's why we do these lessons. So we come to do these lessons. When you speak from experience, you might speak on a situation, you might give a testimony or something, and that really hits home, because there might be someone watching who's like, well, hold on, man, I've been through that. Damn, shit, and it really hits home, man. And it brings the scriptures to life. It's about bringing the scriptures to life, man. It's a living water,
That's it. You just think about experiences. It's the scriptures. I forget how it's phrased, but the scriptures talk about I forget how it's phrased completely, but it's in a vein of like when you're catching hell and you see like someone else catching hell or whatever have you. Think not that's something. It's a strange happening.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, hold on, I got you. Hold on, is it this one? Thinking Not Strange. The fiery trial.
Yeah.
Is it fiery trial?
Something
Fiery trial,
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in Peter's, I believe. It might be in is it Peter's 3 or 4? Yeah, 4. First Peter's chapter 4. I don't know if this is the one you wanted, but 4 verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
That's it. Yeah. Perfect. Thought of it. As if some strange thing happened, because it's like, it ain't just you that goes through something. All brothers are going through something, and there is a certain level of comfort in that. Even so when these testimonies are given, it's just like, oh, I was in that. I went through that particular thing as well, right?
I'm just trying to get the other one that I might. There's another one. Hold on, I'll get that in a second. Let me keep reading this. But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach Yahushai's sufferings.
Yeah, so for instance, when you read Acts the 5th chapter, or when the apostles got beat after they got beat, what does the scripture say? It says, they rejoiced for they were counted worthy to suffer for Yahushai, So that's it. When we go through things, it shows that ultimately we're on the right path, because hey, if when things have been a bit too good for a bit too long, you're just like, yo, what's going on? Which it is things. Scripture talk about how, for instance, in terms of finance, Paul said, I know how to both abase and abound, i.e., there going times when you'll be good, and there'll be times you'll be bad. Lord, at the end of the day, He's going to give balance, right? That's why, for instance, brothers, will say, hey, what for one day the demons on your boss, go to the job, you're vexed, then a demon jumps off of your boss. But then guess what? Now it's on your woman. You come home, and that's hell.
Or it's all of them at the same time.
All of them at the same time, which happens as well, right? But it's all a thing of experience and growth at the end of the day.
Well, Yahushua, when he was going through what he was going through with Satan, testing him, afterwards, what said the angels came and ministered unto him. It says, and I had another one after this, because I think I found another one that used. I think you kind of got two scriptures.
Oh, it mixed them up.
I think so. And I'm going to read it. But when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be reproached for the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua resteth upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. Now there's another one in and that's in, bear with me. Damn. Well, I think it's this one. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, whom resist, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
Right. Hey, so yeah, Satan's out here to come get us, man. But for the way, what did Yahushua say to Peter? Satan hath desired to sift thee, that he may have thee, right? So Satan's out, and that there's an understanding, rather he knows weaknesses, right? So that's why it's it says be sober and be vigilant, right? Not everything you might what's that saying? Not everything that glitters is gold, man.
And everyone's going through it. It's not just you're not just the only one. That's why sometimes you be like, the scriptures say, confess your faults one to another. Sometimes you might talk about something, okay, that you've been through, or you're going through, or whatever, or demons are plaguing you, or hey, I'm going through this right now, blah blah. And then you open up about it, and that doesn't mean you have to tell the whole world. The scriptures say have one counselor of 1,000. You open up to certain brothers, men of understanding, of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Okay. And then, oh, brother, well, you know what? That's what this is. Then through the Spirit, the Lord will comfort you. Oh, actually, it's this, or it's that'll get you understanding. Oh, okay. Do you know what I mean? And that's why the brotherhood is so important, man. It's important it's important to tune into to head command, to watch the apostles, the elders, so that we can be, increased, in our understanding of things, because it's going to be broken down to us, man.
Yeah, and then to tie it all together when seeking that counsel from them, from Arkham, what they'll tell you things of their own experiences, and then obviously linking it with the scriptures, right? And then that really helps, in terms of applying for that particular situation that a brother may be in,
Okay. Do you have anything else?
No.
Yeah, same here.
Hey, so as always, Lord's Order, I was edifying. Going close, give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Chakadash. Like double honors to the Apostle, Great Millstone.
Double honors.
And honestly, brothers in the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom to the elect.